Duelist Advance. And also, new world premiere theme that follows Mitsurugi's footsteps, which are big footsteps. I feel like the expectations in world premiere archetypes has... I mean, we'll see how good they are, I suppose. But first things first, this is not new cards, actually. I just wanted to bring it up because it's some pretty big news in terms of the potential future of the game, I suppose. Art Magia, which is the new lore archetype, has its rarities announced for Duelist Advanced release. Now, of course, I want to preface this by saying, at the moment, this deck is not really doing much in the OCG. With the first wave, the Duelist Advance wave only, the Art Magia deck has not really done all that much in the OCG. Now, some of these cards, I remember correctly, just where they read solid, but it just wasn't enough on the first wave. However, it is a lore deck, so there is more to come, right? They're going to get more cards in the upcoming season, and so we will see exactly how strong these are going to be, because they have some secret rares. Because there's Art Mage Academic, or Art Mage is the name, not Art Magia. Okay, Art Mage Academic Arcane Arts Acropolis, that's a lot of A's, is a secret rare. Art Mage Diactorus is a secret rare, and Nerva, the Power Patron of Creation, which is also part of it, is also a secret rare. As well as... No, I think that's it. I saw an image of Medius the Pure being a secret rare, but that is the sneak promo. Oh, and Art Mage Finmel in the image up here is also a secret. So yeah, I think in the beginning, I suppose these cards are not going to be worth a ton because it's not going to be a super meta deck. It's the kind of angle where you kind of have to decide for yourself if you want to pick these up when they are maybe not that expensive because they're not good yet. Or if you wait and then potentially, if they actually turn out to be good, then, you know, I don't know. Who knows? I'm not the one to make that decision. I guess we'll find out soon enough. I have heard, though, this is me just repeating stuff that I have seen, that some of these cards are only one-ofs. I don't know which ones, but most, like, I'm sure the field spell is like a 3-of probably. But, like, I don't know, Finmel, Diactorus, and the other fusion, they might just be 1 or 2-ofs. Especially the extra deck stuff usually is 1 or 2-of. So, like, they probably, I mean, remember something like Rule Colosse or Kaleido Heart, even when the deck was tier 0, they were not that expensive because they're just 1-ofs. So, yeah. So don't go crazy on these, I don't think. Anyways. The bigger news, of course, is we have the new TCG Exclusive Archetype, and it is called Revel Bots, a series of machine monsters that appear to be all about building your own robot, which is a cool concept. From what I've seen, from what I've gathered, is that it's like you have like some link monsters and you're supposed to like equip certain pieces to it, which is a concept I can get behind. You know, that seems kind of interesting, seems kind of unique. We've got some images here, but we also got, I believe they announced the full wave yesterday because there was the announcement stream for it. Let me make this a little bigger for the image. So we start off with the link here, RB the Brute Blues, which is a link 3 wind machine, 1500 attack. Bottom left, bottom right, 2+ machine monsters, gains the following effects while it points to an RB monster. Gains attack equal to the total original attack of RB monsters it points to. So this seems like the one that you're supposed to equip your stuff to. Can make a second attack each battle phase, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. During your main phase, you can add an RB card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. All right, so basically, it points to the things, and the things that it points to are like equipped to it, right? And so you gain the bonus effects of it gains attack, so it can get big. You make another attack, and you can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and then also it adds once per turn, which is honestly not bad. It is a link 3, so we'll see how easy you can summon it even. But it's kind of, it does remind me of Scareclaw now that you're saying it. It does remind me of the put a Scareclaw tryhard in the extra monster zone and then put some stuff under it, which gives it bonus effects. That is true. Now, however, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because Scareclaw, while it was never terrible, it also was never like very good. I don't know, but all right. For a start, it could be worse. Then we have RB GA10 GA10 Driller, which is the first equip here. Level 3 Earth Machine, 500 attack, 500 defense. If you control no face-up monsters, or the only face-up monsters you control are RB monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Driller once per turn this way. During the main phase, if this card is linked to an RB Link monster, quick effect, you can pay 500 life points, target a monster your opponent controls, destroy both that monster and this card. Ah, okay. So the equipments not only boost up your your Link monsters, they also gain bonus effects based on it. So this one basically says, while it is, I want to call it equipped because that's so much what it feels like. Let's just call it equipped, even though it's not the same thing as an equip spell. But like, while it is linked to an RB monster, you can unequip it. You can like pop itself to pop the opponent's monster, which is okay, I suppose. RB GA10 Cutter, level 4 Earth Machine. If you control no face-ups, or the only face-ups are RBs, you can special. Okay, so they all have like very generic extenders. Basically, they can all summon each other out, so you can get into your Link monsters relatively fast. You can only special summon once per turn this way. When your opponent's spell, trap card, or effect is activated and this card is linked, you can pay 700, destroy this card. If you do negate that effect, destroy that card. Okay, so this one pops monsters. This one negates spell traps. Not the worst. I will say, this is nothing crazy so far, because I don't know how sustainable a strategy really is, where your plan is to like summon this big dude and then just summon a couple of, you know, equipments to it, and then you're like, okay, I have a monster pop now, I have a spell trap pop now, but if you can somehow deal with the Link monster, then it's all gone, they all do nothing. I don't know how sustainable that strategy is, but I think for a TCG exclusive archetype, we've definitely seen worse first waves so far. I mean, we're not even halfway through. I shouldn't talk too soon. Level 5 Fire Machine Valken Rocket. If you control no face-ups, or the only face-up monsters you control are RBs, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is linked to an RB Link monster, you can pay 1,000, then target up to 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy them, also this card, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed. Okay, so this pops 2. So this pops a monster, this negates spell traps, this pops 2 cards. All right. This is not a quick effect, though, is what I just noticed. It is not a quick effect. That makes it a lot worse. But okay. That's the worst one we've read so far, because it's not a quick effect. RB Valken Booster. Materials, 2 machine monsters. If this card is link summoned, you can add an RB spell from your deck to your hand. If this card is in the extra monster zone, you can special summon an RB monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then you can move this card you control to another one of your main monster zones. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except machine monsters with 1,500 or less attack. You can only use each effect of Valken Booster once per turn. You know what? That's a very, very powerful restriction, because machines with 1,500 or less from the extra deck basically means you cannot do anything super crazy anymore. But I want to say that I'm saying this, and I mean it in a very positive way. I think, because what I'm gathering from these first couple of cards here is that this Revelbot archetype is facing a very specific, let's call it a problem, which is the fact that like you're trying to summon a lot of machine monsters, right? You're trying to summon a lot of stuff because you're trying to get all the way up into your big Link monsters, and you're still trying to summon a bunch of equipments to it, which means that if you want to make this deck any form of viable, you have to give it a lot of extension, right? Like everything here summons itself. And that would potentially maybe open the deck up to like Link spamming a lot or whatever you can do. Like you can just like spam a lot of stuff, right? Which makes it so that you need some restrictions here. Otherwise, people are just going to make They're not gonna... Look, if you give away a deck to like spam 6 machine monsters, I can tell you one thing they're not gonna do. And the thing they're not gonna do is end on Brute Blues and equip a Driller and a Cutter to it. That's not what people are doing if you don't put locks on these cards. So I'm a fan of this lock. Valken Booster is a good card. On summon, add an RB spell. We're going to see those in a second. And then it link climbs into the link 3. All right, RB Funk Dock, which is the field spell. When this card is activated, add an RB card from your deck to your hand except Funk Dock. Let's go! Field spell that adds cards on activation. Each time a monster your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect, gain 500 life points. If a face-up RB monster you control leaves the field by card effect, you can special an RB monster from your deck. You can only use this effect once per turn. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. I mean, obviously, let's get the obvious thing out of the way. This is a good card because it's a field spell that adds on activation. All of these are good cards. It's always just this plus a bonus effect, always good. The question is how good exactly. I can see what they're trying to do with this. Like, let's say you have the Driller equipped. You pop the Driller to use an opponent's monster, to destroy an opponent's monster. And then you can just change equipments to a different one, basically. That seems neat. Okay. RB Stage Landing. Normal spell card. Special summon an RB monster from your deck or extra deck with a different name than the cards you control. Well, hold up. Oh. So, okay. So we are not link summoning the link 3 ever. We're just getting it for free. We're just summoning the link 3 from the extra deck. And then, yeah, no, look, it's good that this has to have these locks. Because this also has the lock. This also has this lock. And I think this is fine. I mean, let me read the rest of this. Hold up. If an RB monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. Okay. I'll tell you, the spell has a different lock. You cannot special from the extra deck. From the extra deck, except machine monsters. Okay, this one says original attack. What's the... Okay. How does that... What's a card where that makes a difference? Oh, this is the turn. This is... The other one is the rest of the turn. Yeah. Okay. No, I think this is good. Because... This... I'm just now noticing. Is this all 7? So, okay. I will say the first wave here will not be playable on its own because it's just 7 cards. And this feels like an archetype that needs more than 7 cards to work around. Like, I feel like we need better main deck monsters because so far we only have the equipments, and the equipments on their own, they don't do anything, right? It's just like all of them just summon one body, and you definitely need more. Now, I will say, this is like, you can pair this with other strong machine engines just to get you into the Valken rocket, the Valken booster, right? Because it just needs 2 machine monsters. So any engine that produces 2 machine monsters can make this, which is pretty neat. The RB Stage Landing is a pretty good card. It's very custom, because think about this. You have Stage Landing. You summon the Brute Blues from the extra deck into the extra monster zone, which is where you want it to be because it points downwards 3 times. And then it adds an RB card from your deck to your hand. So basically you continue, right? So what I want to point out here, though, is that even though it's not a working concept with the first 7 cards, the density of solid cards here, I think, is pretty high. There's no like randomly bad trap card, which feels like I'm in a fever dream right now. It feels like I'm being presented with 7 cards here, and I'm trying to spot like the absolute stinker. And I don't think there is one. I think the worst one is Valken Rocket, because it's like a slow effect to pop 2. But even then, how bad is this card really? Because it's still a free special summon of a machine monster, and it can be removal going second, and if you do that, it replaces itself with the Funk Dog anyways. So like how, like it's still not like a terrible card. So even though the concept is not complete, these are not bad cards, I think. And I kind of like, I guess this is a personal kind of thing. I guess it depends on, you know, who you ask. But the idea of this concept seems kind of fun to me. The idea of like summoning a big robot in your extra monster zone and then like having different equipments to it that you can like change around and get different bonus effects and whatnot. I kind of like that. I think that seems fun. And I like I also like the fact that the lock is very restrictive, because the worst thing that can happen with an archetype that you think is very fun is that people just use it, but they use it in a completely different way, because there's just more broken ways to use it because it's not restricted well enough. Like there's so many examples of this where there's certain archetypes or certain engines or whatever that are like, okay, they have like their own gimmick and you kind of like that gimmick, but they play them with like all other stuff, you know, like, I don't know, Millennium is an example, even though I'm not like super fond of the pure Millennium deck. Like what people are doing with Millennium right now in Master Duel, in no way, shape, or form can this ever have been intended with the design of the Millennium cards. Like, imagine you're the biggest fan of like the Millennium cards, and like everyone is playing the Millennium cards, but no one is doing the Millennium Ankh stuff with it, except for some Floodgate Andes, which that's a different topic. But I like that these locks basically tell you, if you want to play this deck, play this deck. Like, play RBs the way we intended them to be played, and not like use them as like a link fodder machine into any other machine archetype or whatever, right? So look, on the one hand, we have been disappointed by second waves so often in the past. You know, I remember Libromancer. I have not forgotten. The first wave is not bad. It's not enough yet. The second wave still needs to be good. The second wave is either going to be pretty solid, and then it might be a playable deck, or the second wave is going to be nothing, and then, you know, because we need more equipments. We need more starters that are not just, because right now only the field spell and the stage landing are actually starters in this deck. Everything else you have to play like other engines, other generic machine stuff to go into your Link 2. And then the Link 2 is also a huge choke point if you don't draw any of your spells. So we need more, we need consistency, we need more equipments to make it worthwhile, even to, because right now you're not stopping a deck with one spell trap negate and one monster pop. That's not happening. But that's all they have for now. Right? So, yeah. Recursion is needed too. Potentially, yeah, because like there's I think in an ideal world you wouldn't want to play like 3 of each of these. It would be like, in an ideal world, there's a lot of different equipments and you play like 1 of each, so you never draw multiples, and you can just summon them all to extend, and then you have a way to get them back from the graveyard, right? Okay. Yeah, that's RBs, I guess. It's a decent wave. There's 1 secret rare here as well. A secret rare and 2 ultras. Okay. Not disappointed, which I guess is pretty good for a TCG exclusive archetype. They can't all be Mitsurugis, I guess.